The company's harassment victims yet again.
MSNBC contributor Gabe Sherman is a special correspondent at Vanity Fair who exposed that decades-long Ailes mess at Fox News, and he joins me now. So the big news here from the Times is the allegations of repeated harassment, non-consensual sexual relationship, a term I'm having a hard time getting my head around, sending of gay pornography to Lis Wiehl, who's a former Fox News legal analyst. 32 million. I don't know everyone's reaction to this was like, what the heck kind of settlement is $32 million?
It's a shocking figure on its face. I mean, just for comparison, we look at the number. Gretchen Carlson got $20 million to settle her claim with Roger Ailes. And that, as part of that settlement, there were audio tapes of that harassment. So it begs the question of what kind of physical evidence did this claim have to merit a settlement that was, 30 or 40% greater than what Gretchen Carlson had?
I thought it was incredibly revealing that in response, that O'Reilly's lawyers issue a statement saying, you got to understand the context here, man. Scores of men have been accused of sexual harassment over Fox News. And I couldn't tell if they're trying to say, oh, everyone's accusing everyone of everything, or they're just saying, hey, this is the kind of workplace it was.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, at its root, Bill O'Reilly's defense is that he's a victim. I mean, he's basically saying that I'm a powerful guy. People are going to come after me. I think the evidence speaks for itself. I mean, he, over the years, has spent, according to the New York Times, more than $45 million of his own money and the company's money to settle claims with women. I mean, Bill O'Reilly, this is just a point of comparison. People who have worked with him tell me he is one of the cheapest guys they know. When he would travel on the road and his producers would go out to dinner, he would make them split the bill. So, I mean, that is just...
Wait, is that really true?
Yeah, that's just a little window into the way he thinks about spending his money. So the idea that he would just willingly fork over millions of dollars because there was not a valid claim doesn't ring true to the people who know him.
There's also this awful sort of part of this, which is that Eric Bolling was accused by, I think it was 12 sources of the Huffington Post of sexually harassing women in the workplace. He left. He departed from Fox. His son later died. It's unclear as to whether he took his own life or not, according to Coroner. But what O'Reilly was trying to do in that Times interview was basically trying to say to the reporters, it seems to me if you listen to the tape, if you publish this, you will hurt my kids. You might have that hanging over you. Bolling today responded that he, I believe it is beyond inappropriate for anyone to bring in the tragic death of my son, Eric Chase Bolling, and I agree with him there.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is O'Reilly's playbook. Play the victim, basically use whatever means necessary to try to shift the blame onto the reporters who have been, we should point, Emily Steele and Mike Schmidt have done a great job on this story. I think at the root of it, one of his claims that falls the most flat is that the idea that no one reported these claims to HR at Fox News. I mean, as I've reported over the years, Roger Ailes ran HR like his internal state security.
Yeah, keep in mind, the guy who's running the network is
a sexual predator.
Right, yes.
And he's basically set up a system in place through the HR department and the legal department and the media relations department to silence victims. So O'Reilly is basically shaming victims who are too scared to come forward and saying, well, it's their fault that that they didn't file through the proper channels.
Do we have a full accounting yet of everything that happened there?
At Fox News?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think, again, this is the story. Roger Ailes presided over a toxic culture, which is now coming into the light. Someone, again, has covered this. It's shocking to me that we are now seeing this, someone like Megyn Kelly coming forward on the record. When I did my book, getting sources to speak freely was something that people were terrified of. It's now like post-Catholic Church scandal. All of these stories are coming out, and we're just going to continue to see a drumbeat of really what happened over the 20 years that Roger Ailes ran Fox News.
I'm sure we'll get some in-depth reporting from Tucker and Sean on this topic. Gabe Sherman, thank you.
you.
Coming up, John McCain.